Hi Gemini, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2023. We made it through your birthday, we made it through your season. Welcome to summer, and we gonna be feeling you know what I mean? So be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything for free shit. Check out my Instasham, @justj_everything. TikTok @justjeverything, and other dope shit that I do. Check out my website to book stuff. Buy from the apothecary, justjeverything.com. So, also check out the Cancer season astrology video that has all the intricate dates of when the planets are doing when and what and where. But I am going to put you on game because on June 26th, Mercury leaves your sign and goes into Cancer. And Judgment just popped out, but I didn't ask for anything yet, so there could be just some sort of, hey, like, what's going on with your ability to listen. Stop talking so much, Gemini. Gemini, please stop talking. Listen. Hydrate, light it if you got it. As we welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2023. Also on 7/11, Mercury goes into Leo. And so Mercury, the planet of the mind, transiting the sign of I think, I feel, I will. And these are just like deeply interpersonal experiences. Like, this isn't about like how you relate to other people. This isn't, I feel like Cancer season, like, it needs to be about you. It needs to be about your spirituality. It needs to be about focusing on like your physical body and what your physical body is trying to tell you, what your also could be a lot of realizations going on about the mother, about family, about roots, about, like, you know, it's a lot of like Mars and Cancer. I feel like what Mars kind of, the fires Mars lit, Mercury is gonna like go through and like analyze the data found in the remnants in some sort of way. And so let's get into it. Asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Ooh, Jesus. Whoa, okay, Mercury showing up. Well, let's just take, because there's 3 that fell out. Okay. The Ace of Swords, the Hermit, and the Hangman at the center of the reading. So first thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne is your relationship to receiving new information. When new information is presented to you, do you change your mind? Also, I just feel like you're gonna have to listen to receive. That's part of like receiving the Ace of Swords, is listening. What's going on with this lighting? Does that make it worse? Yeah, no, actually not. There's just something going on about like listening. Receiving information from spirit, receiving information from yourself. I feel like there is something here with bottom of the deck being Temperance. There is a bit of just recovery that's needed, rest that's needed. I feel like some of you are burning the candle at both ends, and in some sort of way you're feeling like stuck in a loop, or your life is in suspense, or you're feeling some sort of immobility, or stuck in like a cycle of sorts, possibly. And I just feel like there's a way out. There's a way to like break the cycle. And that comes in, that realization comes in by way of like some aha moment. This could be a powerful conversation, new information that's presented to you in some sort of way that really puts the ball in your court. There is something about like an influx of like, this feels like Mercury and Gemini. You really feeling into yourself, starting to think clearly, starting to just really allow yourself to, I don't know, I just feel like you're feeling like yourself. You're moving freely about the cabin in some sort of way. Also, there could be some sort of like altercation or an important conversation, an important debate, or a difference of views or a difference of perspective. This may be with someone with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, or Pisces placements. Maybe Sagittarius as well. But I do feel like there's something here about loneliness. It's funny because I meant to say this when I pressed play, but Leanne Rimes' Blue started ringing in my head whenever I listened, like leaned into y'all's energy. And it's like, blue, oh so lonesome for you. Why won't you be blue over me? Or how, something like that. How could you be blue, or some shit. But some of you are feeling lonely and you need to talk about it. Or I don't like this light on. I low-key have a headache out of nowhere. And I just feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen in some way. Gemini, you are like naturally a social person. Maybe you're just around a lot of people. There's like, when do you get alone time? There's some sort of like realization coming, and I feel like some of you are on the verge of like rage quitting, on the verge of like doing something that may be detrimental if you don't start listening to your mind and listening to your body and analyzing like how you can start being more spiritually led, how you can start being more guided by like what feels fucking like right and solid to you versus what seems logical or makes the most sense. I feel like with the Hermit turning away from the Hanged Man, there may be somebody, you may be feeling stuck in some in a business, in a corporation, in a career, in a relationship, and I just feel like someone's isolating and someone feels stuck, and there's just some sort of need to articulate the immobility that you're feeling. Please continue. And so we come out swinging with an ace and two major arcana, and so I feel like Cancer season really comes in heavy in some sort of way. 3 of Pentacles reverse. Final card, final message for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. 6 of Pentacles reversed with the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there's a little contrast that's needed here. I feel like there's some uncomfortability that's needed here. Some of you may be caught up, like comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Comfortable, like some of you, autopilot. That's what this feels like. Some of you are on autopilot. And it's getting ready to like cost you something if you don't really like let yourself snap out of it in some sort of way. And there also could be just like people, if it's not you, there may be people around you. This could be someone you're in a relationship with, someone that you're working for. I feel like some of you, it's like this autopilot could like cost you your job, cost you the girl, cost you the title, cost you a competition, cost you the Scorpio, cost you, cost you the metamorphosis. You know, I just feel like there is this like, if you keep actively, some of you, just feel like, yeah, there's like this active choice of like linear thinking or restricting yourself in some way. Look at all the lines. there's just something here with, well, the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck says that you're going to become way more masterful with your mind. And you becoming more masterful with your mind, you know, will make you more masterful with your thoughts. And you being more masterful with your thoughts will make you more masterful with your words. And because words are spells and life and death are in the power of the tongue, it's time to start being more cognizant about what you're speaking into your experience and into your existence. Because your current, it's like, hey, the divine's like, hey, you're holding a sword, you're holding this way of thought or this way of being, you're holding on to friends or holding on to like coping mechanisms or defense mechanisms that are keeping you blinded. The King of Swords with the Ace of Swords, that's two swords. The Two of Swords is like, hey, what's going on with your relationship to guarding yourself? Or what's going on with your relationship to willful blindness? How much emotion, how much intuition is on the, how much feeling have you put on the back burner, Gemini? Because you decided someday that feelings didn't suit you and it worked better when you just led with your head. You know what I mean? And now there's this, and that could just be in a certain area of your life. And now it's like, no, you are a spirit having a human experience and your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat. But the divine is like, hey, that crown you're adorning yourself with is outdated. Hey, that sword that you're wielding is outdated. Hey, that truth that you're wielding is dated in some sort of way. I just feel like, and you are never one to be dated. You want to be, you are usually the trendsetter, you know? And so there is something here about like what kind of outdated or what kind of outdated perspective or people or connections, what are keeping you tied to the past, or what is keeping you tied to the past or tethered to the past or tethered to this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, maybe tethered to this Virgo. I just feel like there could be some sort of powerful realization that you are like still stuck on the Virgo, still stuck on the Pisces, still stuck on this other person, or some of you that you are like have a love affair with your isolation, having a love affair with your like kind of like romanticizing your pain possibly. I just feel like it's time to like, what do you need to surrender to? There's something here about surrender, and it's like it's time to surrender to the truth. It's time to acknowledge, like, it's funny because I feel like some of you are like, this could be like addictive behavior, and you may be sober as fuck, or you may be like, you know, straight edge, or like whatever. But it's just like some people are addictions aren't just substances. You can be addicted to rejection. You can be addicted to pain. You can be addicted to like really self-deprecating, like this unworthiness thing. There's something icky there. Also like the victim mentality. There's something real icky about that too. So it's just like, which ways are you holding yourself up? How are you keeping yourself stagnant? What the fuck do you actually want? And going from the Three of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles, it's funny because it's like you're upside down and then the Hanged Man, and then these two came out reversed. And so it feels like this is what you're needing. Like the divine's like, hey, you're going to be stubborn and you're not going to change your mind. Then, all right, watch me spin the block for you. And spin the block has part of the spinning of the block is you being thrown off kilter, you being like thrown off of your fucking, you know, center of gravity in some sort of way, you being held upside down at some point. And so there is this whole different perspective that you're needing to see on your current foundation, your relationship to therapy, your relationship to education, your relationship to this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, your relationship to connections that are imbalanced, or where the power dynamic is off in some sort of way. It's like, hey, you gonna learn today that it's safe to feel. Your feelings need to be a safe place for you. You need to learn today that you don't have all the answers. You don't have all the tools, and you're not supposed to. It's like God's cosmic joke of like, ha ha, you can't do it all on your own. You've got to, like, we are biologically a social species. Sorry, something's in my eye. It's like we are biologically a social species, and we need each other. So it's like you think you know, but you have no idea. Please let go of this stubborn, like, well, that makes sense that it's been that you've been stubborn lately with the Mars retrograde in Taurus, and that's why maybe that stubborn energy is coming up. Because I feel like you've been trying to dig your heels in when the divine's like, yo, the writing's on the wall. You can already see what's going on. Like, look at yourself. Some of you, like, I feel like you're depleting yourself. You're running on fumes in some sort of way. There's first two cards have mountains in them. And I do feel like there is something about like getting into nature, getting into the mountains. The Hermit is about like breaking away from society, going out on your own, going your own way. Materialism, anti-conformity. And so there is something about like getting to a with the mountains, like getting to a higher, or ascending to a higher level of consciousness, ascending to a higher level of knowing, ascending to a higher level of understanding by way of the divine, by way of powerful conversations, by way of random interactions. It's just like, hey, your crown, your knowing is outdated. The way that you think about love, the way that you think about yourself, the way that you allow yourself to be guided, this constant search for things making sense. It's just like, just let yourself feel it. Just let yourself feel it. And with the Hangman at the center of the reading, I just feel like there is some sort of understanding like, hey, I'm giving you a sword. This is a tool to sever this, to get yourself out of this situation. But in order to like learn how to wield this tool, it will require isolation. In order to learn how to wield this new mindset, how to clear your mind of doubt, how to really start defining what faith is. Figuring out, do you believe in you? Do you believe in your ability to have, because it's like if you just always think that like everything's gonna be, well, I just gotta be a cog in the wheel and it's just gotta be, it's like whatever you're telling yourself it is, that's exactly what it's gonna be for you. If you're sitting around telling yourself that life is hard, then watch that be your exact experience. You're ruled by the planet of the mind. Your mind is that powerful. You are that powerful. And I just feel like you're really needing to reevaluate your relationship to stagnation, your relationship to the company that you're keeping, who you're interacting with, how much money you're allowing yourself to earn. There could be something about like raising your rate, or also like vetting people more, vetting relationships more, vetting companies more. I feel like from some uncomfortable perspective, from some uncomfortable vantage point, you're going to be able to see life very differently. But don't be hard-headed. It's like you don't call a plumber when your car breaks down. You know what I mean? There's something about, if you're stuck, don't call the other people that you know are stuck too. You need to but you also are needing to like, some of you are struggling to reach out, and then some of you are like around way too many people. And there's something about making decisions for yourself. And I just feel like there's clarity and like a clear path that you're being kind of like lured into. You're being lured to this very specific, like you're getting to this place like where you get to breathe the rarefied air up there. It's kind of like Capricorn and Aquarian. And it just, I feel like there's just a new relationship to wisdom that you're gaining by way of learning more about the subconscious mind, learning more about the mind, observing your patterns. Being honest about, you know, what holds you up. Being honest about your own self-destructive behaviors. I do feel like things at work are improving after a lull. There is some sort of like, this kind of feels like, it's like all you can do is sit in it. I feel like something comes in and you guys finally start to like maybe like realize like you're not listening the way that you should and you're missing things. It's like whenever, like people are out here telling on themselves every day, but if you the one fucking talking all the damn time, there's stuff that you could miss. Like there's stuff that you could miss about these people that you're surrounding yourself with. So I feel like some sort of insight comes in. There may be a conversation or a realization that, hey, you need some time alone. There may be somebody with Virgo or Aquarius placements that you need time away from, or that has like operated as some sort of like a guiding light. And you think that you're stuck, but you're not stuck. You just are doing that thing where you think your feelings, not feel your feelings. And I'm telling you, there is no escaping in Cancer season the ooey gooey. The emotions. I'm emotional and I can't let go. I'm trying to hold on to you, though it hurts me so. Gotta let you. Anyway, Carl Thomas, I don't know. There could be a lot coming up from the past. Okay, yeah, because Mercury, that's what it is. I'm just like, I feel like some of you are like, what the fuck is this? You know that moment when like that week before, this isn't gonna resonate for everybody, but for those who menstruate, like, you know, when you're all weepy before and like, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, mommy ain't raised no bitch. What's going on? Like, why am I? That's kind of how this feels. And it just feels like, no, mom didn't raise a bitch, but like you aren't a robot. And the people around you don't need you to be a robot. Mercury and Gemini and then going into Cancer, I just feel like you may be liable to fuck around and find out. You may be liable to speak a truth that you may not have meant to speak, or let a secret slip. There could be other people around you that let secrets slip in some sort of way. But I do feel like some of you, it's like you want to break up, or you feel stuck in your connection, or you feel stuck at work and you want to do something else. And I just feel like how you think, and that makes sense with this, the Three of Pentacles and going to the Six of Pentacles reverse. There's this like Mercury retrograde made you, like, forced you to reevaluate your relationship to money, your relationship to your possessions, your relationship to your fucking values. And I feel like some of you, What you valued in January is not what you value now. What you value in January is not what you value in June, and it won't be what you value in July. And so your connection to money, your connection to your physical body, some of you also need to like start investing in working out, eating better quality food, just starting to be more consistent about taking care of your physical body. You know what you need to do to get where you need to get, so it's just time to start doing it. But the first thing is, like, you know what you need to do, but I do feel like the advice is to allow yourself, it's like, hey, there's a lot of powerful ideas coming in, there's this new understanding. Your proverbial iPhone is getting an update and you need to make room. It's time to Control Alt Delete some infos, Control Alt Delete some wounds, Control Alt Delete, you know what I mean? It's like, there is just something here about like, reset. And in order to like properly like upload the reset, there's isolation that's required, babe. And so I don't care if you're in a relationship, if you're married, if you're a parent, you need to figure out how to get yourself in a situation, or how to like talk with everybody about like, hey, I need to be, it's healthy for you to be your number one priority. I can feel like your logic talking yourself out of like not feeling like it's okay to be your number one priority. And that is something that's not all of you, but some of you, I just feel like you're needing to uproot that. Like, where does that come from? Like, which parent didn't allow you to feel your feelings? Or, you know, did you have time to do that? To the point now where you don't value your feelings, or you don't, you know, because your feelings are your messengers. And I just feel like there are a lot of messages coming through. And so don't rush yourself through the stuckness. It's time to evaluate. It's time to study. It's time to look at yourself. It's time to make room for the enlightenment that's coming in. I love you. I'll see you over on Patreon. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.